Would you like to be your own boss? Hashtag CEO. Titties. Oh, I got crumbs on my titties. Hello, Champagne Dreamers. Welcome back to my channel. I'm your girl, Miss Jaye, the trash queen of glam, geek, and gore. And for today's video, we're going to take a look back at my look ahead. I don't understand the math either. But we're going to take a look at my 2021 makeup predictions and see what happened. Was I right? Was I one of LaToya Jackson's psychic friends? Did I get a call from Miss Cleo to know what was going to happen in the makeup world? Or was I completely off base? If you haven't watched that video yet, make sure you go watch that first so you know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't seen it, I'll link it right up here in the cards. But we're going to take a look at my 10 predictions for what was going to happen in the beauty space in 2021. So if you're excited to take a look back into what I predicted for 2021, then get comfortable because we're about to get into it right now. Alright, so I had 10 predictions for what was going to happen in 2021, and it's kind of a mixed bag. As we go through, we can talk about it, and if you want to leave some comments down below, if you think there's anything that I missed, maybe I was more on point than I thought I was for some of these, or maybe you're like, that's crazy, we didn't have that at all, just based on my sort of shopping habits and the brands that I watch and the releases that I watch. I feel like for most of these I did a fairly good job, but a couple of them were really off base. And the first one, which I think actually was pretty close, number 10, was I thought there were going to be more bronzers. Because me and Miss Rona just will not go away, just fucking get vaccinated already. I'd like to stop grocery shopping like a goddamn doomsday prepper. I predicted that there was going to be more bronzer because people aren't necessarily traveling as much. Although some people are still just acting like it's not happening and are going all over the place and just don't give a shit. Fuck all of them. But I thought that that was going to be one of the tricks that people would use to maybe look like they'd had a little sun, they'd had a little vacation when really it was a staycation. And I thought we were going to see more bronzers. Now, I think I was pretty good on this one. I feel like a lot of brands did come out with bronzers. Of course, the most notorious and not very well handled release was probably Jaclyn Hill. She did her limited edition collection of bronzers that were like 5 shades that were really just 1 shade, and they were really just for white people. Now, I don't think that Jaclyn Hill is as bad as everybody makes her out to be. I think she's just not very smart. I think that she doesn't think things through very well. And so she had said, oh, no, there's going to be more shades of bronzer later. This is just a limited edition collection. And so then we're going to come back and we'll have all the shades later. And it's like, well, why would you put out a limited edition shade range when you don't have that product in your line? It would make more sense to have the bronzers in your line and then be like, hey, for holiday, we're going to do a shade extension. Here's 5 more. And even if it is just the holiday collection, black people don't buy makeup for the holidays? What's that about? You could still have limited edition holiday collection bronzers that work for a range of skin tones. This is not difficult. Jaclyn should know better. I think that, again, I feel like she gets a little too much hate, a little too much, I don't know, people just assume the worst about her. I don't think she's trying to be non-inclusive. I just think she just doesn't think these things through, and that should be something that she should know better. She's in the beauty space. She is part of the YouTube conversation. She knows that people are calling out brands that are not putting out full ranges. She should know better. So I feel like that was the most notorious, but I feel like I saw other bronzers as well. I also feel like in addition to just bronzers, there was also more brown and very nude blushes. I feel like there were a lot of blushes that were in that very 90s brown, you know, kind of muted dusty rose kind of pink. And the one that really comes to mind for that is Trixie Cosmetics and the Just a Girl palette. I feel like I saw a lot of blushes that were very much like this palette. So here you can see the Just a Girl palette, and we've got this kind of very brown toned, deep blush, almost a contour, could be a bronzer. We've got this very neutral, nudie kind of pink, and then this kind of very nude pink highlight. And I feel like that's what I saw. In addition to bronzers, I saw a lot of things that were like this. So that was my first prediction. I think there was a fair amount of that bouncing around the beauty community. My second prediction, number 9 in my countdown, was I thought there was going to be a lot more blue. I boldly declared blue as the color of the year. Now, for that one, I feel like I did pretty well. I don't know that I saw quite exactly what I thought I was going to see, but I did see quite a few. And what I had said is that I thought that we weren't going to necessarily see a lot of blue monochrome palettes. Although we did see a couple. There was like in the BH Halloween collection, they had those 6 monochromatic palettes, and they had a blue one, which was beautiful, by the way. And I feel like there were some of those, but I felt like it was going to be more of... You know how a few years ago we saw a lot of the neutral with a pop of blue? I thought we were going to see more kind of half and half palettes. So I felt like we got a little premonition of that with the BH Cosmetics Blueberry Muffin palette. And I thought we were going to see more of that. More of the like half blue, half neutral. I thought if there are brands that are less creative, not as engaged with that, they might do the neutral with just like 1 or 2 pops of blue. But I felt like it was going to be more half and half. And we did get things like the Trixie Cosmetics Daytime Realness, which was half blue and half very cool toned grays, which I thought was interesting. Jeffree Star Cosmetics put out the Star Ranch mini palette. He debuted that early in the summer mystery boxes. If you haven't watched that video, I'll leave it right up here for you. So that one was a lot of neutrals, and then it had like a couple blues and this beautiful kind of minty green with some blue reflect. So there was that one. Odin's Eye, I feel like they put out some that were like half blue. You know, Angelica Nyqvist, her palette was a lot of blues in with other colorful shades. So I feel like it was okay, but it wasn't really the blue wave that I expected. Kind of like Congress shit in the bed. Somebody needs to take Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema out to the woodshed and explain to them how shit works.
Could you hear my other things?
I don't think so.
Because I had the popcorn and then the soft little...
I'll find out when I'm editing, but
I
didn't notice it.
Because I'm not doing that. Those, okay. Now I know, no sesame sticks.
Number 8, I felt like we were going to see more neutrals because we'd been having a few years of like really colorful palettes. Lots of rainbow palettes came out, and I thought we were going to see more neutrals. And I feel like this was fairly true, but I also thought we did get a lot of what I expected to see, which was more cool tone neutrals and more like khaki greens and mustards. There was a very 90s kind of vibe to a lot of the neutral palettes that came out. I think about like the Huda Beauty. They had their... I think they had like, not the nudes palettes, because they did the nudes before, but then they had the ones that were like the tortoise shell, and there was like caramel and chocolate. It's so many mixed metaphors, I can't even fucking keep track, Huda. But it was all of these, and I felt like they were more, there were browns and like the regular neutrals, but they were mixed in with these like mustardy golds and some khaki shades and things like that. So I felt like we got a little bit more of that, and we did start to get some cooler tone. Now, Lauren May Beauty put out a video not too long ago, and I'm going to go ahead and pop that right up here. But she was reviewing her makeup collection. She looked at an old video from 2014, and she showed some of those videos, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Before Modern Renaissance, it was cool toned like you wouldn't believe, and like boring. It was like fucking tart all over the place. It was gross. And so I love cool tone neutrals, but I hope we don't go back to that. I'm hoping that with cool tones, we can get more like cool tone grays and browns with colorful shades, because 2014 was a bleak time. And I get mad about Modern Renaissance because it ushered in this wave of everything had to be like brick red and orange and shit like that. But I feel like before that was kind of a dark time, so I hope we can get the best of that and not get boring like that. But I did feel like we saw more neutral palettes, more kind of mixtures. You know, things like the Huda Beauty Rose Quartz. That was something that I didn't really predict in that, is that instead of true like neutral palettes, there were more of these kind of nudie, mauve-y kind of things that came out. Kind of like toned down versions of like the Lolita palette by KVD, or you know, some of those kind of things. But like Natasha Denona had a few palettes that were a little bit more cool toned. There was like the Glam palette and that one that was a little bit more of that kind of plummy berry sort of shade. I'll try to put pictures up on the screen because of course I can't fucking remember anything because I'm an old. I feel like there was more of those neutrals, so I feel like I did pretty well on that. And I'm glad that it's not just like 50 Shades of Beige. Looking at you, Tarte. In the number 7 spot, I felt like there was going to be more textures. Now, this one was a little bit of a mixed bag. I feel like we kept seeing some glitter in palettes. We saw pressed glitters. I think that luckily a lot of these smaller indie brands are really plugged in to the beauty community, especially on YouTube and on Instagram. And they know that there's been like a general outcry about pressed glitter. So I feel like a lot of the smaller brands, like Game Beauty, stopped doing pressed glitters in their palettes. But I feel like there were still plenty of brands that were throwing in pressed glitters. ColourPop, Jesus. ColourPop is never going to stop putting pressed glitters in palettes. I don't know why. They just cannot get away from it. So I feel like we did see some glitter, some metallic, but I don't feel like we saw a lot of change up. So Pat McGrath had done that one palette where they put in a multi-chrome, but then the next palette after that, the Utopian Dream, where it looked like it was going to be a pastel rainbow, and then there was like one lilac purple, and then the same shit she always does. I felt like there was going to be more. I thought we were going to see more metallic and more multichrome. And I feel like the brands that are already doing multichrome continue to do multichromes. The ones that did beautiful metallics continue to do beautiful metallics. But I don't feel like I saw a lot of brands really stepping into new textures. The people who were doing it kept doing it and did it well. But the people who weren't doing it, I didn't really see a whole lot of new stuff stepping in new directions. People were kind of playing it safe. So this one, meh. In the number 6 spot, this one I was hoping for because I love it. I said I thought we were going to get more matte foundations. I thought we were going to swing away from this like dewy... Oh, God. For so long, we've had a couple years where it's been like dewy full coverage foundations. And I was hoping the pendulum was going to swing back to matte foundations. And I thought even maybe things like the Oma Beauty Say What foundation, which is not like a true matte, but it's like a soft matte, like a satin matte. I was hoping for more of that. And what we got instead was just less coverage. So the big thing was skin tints and BB creams and CC creams started making a comeback, but lots of skin tints, light coverage, light to medium coverage. I think because we're still living in a pandemic world, rather than some of the things that I predicted, that was one way they went, is they just went with less coverage so you could wear less of it. It wouldn't stain your mask as much or whatever. I don't love it. Obviously, I am a full coverage industrial application. I want more coverage. I want matte. I want beautiful finish, so that one was a bust. We went with less coverage, light, airy, no makeup. Damn it. Another one that I did not do very well at predicting was liquid lipstick. I thought with masks, and because of how long it takes to produce makeup, that people would have started putting these into production. I thought we were going to see more liquid lipsticks because liquid lipsticks, you paint them on, they stay in place, and they're fine, and they just won't fuck up your mask the way that lipsticks and glosses and things will. I was wrong. We had more lip oils, more glosses, more of that kind of shit. I don't know if people just really did not believe how long Miss Rona was going to hang around, and they just were like, nope, it's a fad, it's going to change. They did not anticipate absolute stubborn stupidity of some people in our world to just keep this going and going and going. Hey, Omicron, how you doing, girl? And so there hasn't been a lot of liquid lipsticks. Kimchi Chic Beauty put out liquid lipsticks, but I'm not surprised. That's a drag queen brand, and drag queens, I particularly love liquid lipsticks because you can paint them on and they stay during a show, and if you make out with an audience member, you don't get lipstick everywhere. So I am not surprised that Kimchi Chic Beauty did it, but I haven't seen a lot of other liquid lipsticks. You know, brands that were already doing them maybe added some additional shades. I feel like Melt added some additional shades, but they were doing lipsticks already. I feel like I didn't see a lot of big liquid lipstick launches, so that was another one that was kind of a bust. Now, in case you thought that I was ready to throw in the towel on my predictions, I feel like this next one, number 4, is actually where I shined. Because I actually called out one specifically with a brand and a person that happened. And that was that I felt like there were going to be more collabs with smaller influencers. And the one that I called out by name was Teresa Is Dead collabing with Lethal Cosmetics on the Lethal Is Dead palette. So this one, I know how much Teresa loves Lethal Shadows. She talks about them all the time. She's been on their PR list for a while. They have always sent her all different kinds of releases. She gives that brand so much love, and I was like, you know what? These brands are starting to tiptoe down into the smaller numbers of YouTube creators. And I was like, Teresa, you know, during the last year hit like 50,000, 60,000. I was like, I bet they're going to do a collab. And they did. And it's beautiful. I've used this for a few different looks, even some filming looks. And I absolutely love this. Now, if you're subscribed to my channel, you would have already seen my top 21 of 2021 beauty, including the Lethal Is Dead palette. Check it out here. But I absolutely love this. I think this is great. And this was not the only big collab. I mean, Annette's Makeup Corner had 2 collabs. She collabed on the Serenity palette with Menagerie Cosmetics. And then she was part of that trio collab with Odin's Eye, the Swedish brand, which was Annette's Makeup Corner, The Fancy Face, and Judy. And I love it. I love that we're seeing that. I think that's going to keep going. I wouldn't be surprised if we keep seeing these collabs because they seem to sell out. They seem to do very well. People talk about them on YouTube. So I think that's definitely going to stay throughout this next year as well. I think we're going to see even more collabs. You know, Angelica Nyqvist from Sweden did her collab with Kaleidos Makeup. And I think we're going to see more of that. I wouldn't be surprised if she had another collab. I think that we're going to keep seeing these collab products. I think that the smaller brands have realized that this is absolutely something that people are plugged into, that they're going to want to see. I wouldn't be surprised if Butte Bean has another one. In terms of new influencers, I don't know. I could see Audra at Home doing something with like Drench Cosmetics. She gives them a lot of love. I could see that happening. You know, I would love to see it. I would love to see Make Me Up Missa collaborate with Be Perfect Cosmetics. I think that would be fantastic. So I think we're going to keep seeing that. And this is one where I really was plugged into the LaToya Jackson Psychic Network. Now, number 3, I thought there was going to be more holiday makeup. And the ones I called out specifically were Valentine's Day, Pride, and Halloween. I think that this was kind of a mixed bag. Valentine's, I feel like I saw a few little things, but I didn't see any big collections. I saw a few little kind of one-off things here and there. I think Natasha Denona did the Mini Love palette and then that little blush palette or whatever. I didn't see a ton of Valentine's stuff, except for from those brands that do everything. So, like, obviously ColourPop did something, and Makeup Revolution did something. But I don't feel like I saw a lot of Valentine's. For Pride, I saw a few things, but I feel like I didn't see a ton of Pride makeup. I did see quite a bit of Halloween makeup. I feel like Alien Cosmetics, which is now Unearthly Cosmetics, or Unearthed Cosmetics? I don't know, I can't keep track. But they did some kind of creepy themed palettes that came out around Halloween. Lunar Beauty did the Moonspell Volume 2. Too bad they couldn't do it well. BH Cosmetics did the Poison Shot collection, which was 6 little 9-pan palettes that were very cute. They were very fun. I feel like there was a lot of things coming out around Halloween. And of course, Makeup Revolution did the Simpsons collection, and I feel like ColourPop did another Hocus Pocus collection. So Halloween, people are starting to get into that more. We're starting to see that from more brands. Valentine's, it kind of comes and goes, and Pride, it kind of comes and goes. I want a Thanksgiving collection. Give me a turkey and stuffing palette. Give me something. I love to see weird, fun holiday themes, so I hope that it continues, but I think it's going to continue to be a mixed bag. I think Halloween's going to get bigger. I think it's going to be more brands and they'll do it more consistently, but I don't know. It was kind of a mixed bag this year. Not a lot for Pride, a few things for Valentine's Day, but Halloween is where it really shined. Number 2 in my prediction countdown, I thought that BH Cosmetics was going to become the new NYX. And I think I hit this one right on the head. I think that this one absolutely came true. Breaking fucking news. So we pre-filmed this a while ago, and I talked about BH Cosmetics becoming the new NYX, and then they had to go and file for bankruptcy. I don't know exactly what's going on. I watched a video where Angelica Nyqvist from Texas via Sweden talked about this a little bit as well, because she loves BH Cosmetics, and she talked about why, and there are some points that I think make sense. And that's the thing, is that NYX Cosmetics, this also kind of goes in line with that, because NYX Cosmetics was fantastic, and they were like the go-to drugstore brand, and then they shit the bed. BH Cosmetics, whatever they're doing, clearly they've had some hits and they've had some misses, and so the finances are not coming together for them very well. I hope they get it together. I hope the quality doesn't suffer. I hope they stop fucking around with people like Doja Cat and all these dumb collabs that they've started to do. Just give us good, inexpensive makeup. Ugh. So that was frustrating. But since we pre-filmed it and since I had the opportunity to hop in, I thought I would say, just because they're filing for bankruptcy, I think I'm still on point for that. I think I still did a good job. They're still the NYX. Let's just hope they don't shit the bed. BH Cosmetics has been killing it for the last year and a half or so. And I really feel like when we hear about one of those lower price drugstore type brands, I feel like we hear about BH Cosmetics all the time. They've had so many winners the last year and a half. They had the Sweet Shop palettes, those ice cream monochromatic palettes. So in 2020, they had that shitty Halloween collection, the like Drop Dead Gorgeous, and their Poison Shock Halloween collection absolutely brought back my confidence in the brand because it was so much better. Those little monochromatic palettes were so cute. And they've just had wonderful, the travel palettes have all been great. The brunch palettes were amazing. They did a collab with Doja Cat, who, by the way, I would have thought was a Pokemon, but apparently is a singer. So they've really been coming up, and I really do think that they are the next NYX. They are the brand that I hear the most often from small YouTubers, and even larger YouTubers play around with BH Cosmetics. I think it's phenomenal. So I feel like that's another one that I got pretty right. Let's just hope they don't shit the bed. And the last one, number one, I felt like more luxury brands were going to kind of take a little trip down to maybe the less luxury part of town. I felt like they were maybe going to offer more price points, and I don't think we saw that. I feel like Pat McGrath did another one of those large holiday palettes that was $78 with like 18 shades as opposed to her normal 10 shades for $125. She did that again. Natasha Denona continues to do the like mini palettes, the midi palettes, and then the like deluxe palettes or whatever. But I feel like we didn't see a lot of other luxury brands really trying out other price points. They were like, sorry, poor. Fuck you, we don't care. Valentino did mini lipsticks or whatever, maybe as a way to like entice people into the brand. But even the mini lipsticks were still like $30 or something ridiculous. Valentino can eat a bag of dicks because they were charging like full-size lipstick prices for like mini lipsticks. It was stupid. So I don't feel like that one was very good. So I feel like we had a little bit of a mixed bag over the year, but that one was not one of my better predictions. All right, so those were my 10 predictions from 2021 and how we did. I feel like about half the time I was pretty good. So maybe Miss Cleo's not going to be calling me to replace her anytime soon. But I did have my finger on the pulse of a few different things. And I was very excited that I called out Teresa is Dead specifically for the collab with Lethal, because that was destined to happen. It was written in the stars. In terms of predictions for 2022, I'm not going to do a separate video. I don't have any real strong impressions. I feel like the world is still in a weird place, and with all the supply chain issues, it's hard to say what's even going to come out. I feel like a lot of releases were delayed or scrapped or different things, so it's harder to kind of do. I think the collabs with smaller influencers and smaller brands are going to continue. I think we're still going to see some more of those like plummy mauve-y neutrals, some khakis, things like that. I don't think we're going to swing back into a really colorful. I think we're just in a place where brands know what they do well and are going to continue to do what they do well. I don't think we're going to see a lot of surprises this year from brands. So I think we're just going to see more of the same type of thing just reinterpreted. So I'm not going to do a separate video. those are my thoughts on 2022. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought of the video, what you thought of my predictions. Is there anything that I forgot to talk about in relation to any of those things? Let me know in the comments. While you're down there, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Or if you think I'm just some busted dollar store psychic trying to make predictions, you can give me a thumbs down. It's all engagement. I don't care. The algorithm isn't a picky bitch, and neither am I. Check my grinder in the new year. While you're down there, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you'll be notified of all future uploads. I try to upload at least one video a week, and sometimes you'll even get a bonus video. Ooh. Psychic. If you'd like to chat, banter, or commiserate between uploads, all of my social media will be linked down in the description box below, including a link to my website, which is relaunching soon, The World of Champagne 3.0 at JanessaJaye.com. Thank you so much for watching. I love and appreciate all of you. I predict that I'm going to love seeing you even more in the new year. And until I see you again, bye. Would you like to be your own boss? Hashtag CEO.
Let me tell you about this jewelry I'm wearing right now.
That's right. Paparazzi. You too can have all this bling for only $5 a piece.
Facebook Live it right now.
That's right. MLM. Get into it. So if you're excited to look back at that video, then just go back in. Just do it. Fuck. Oh my god. This should not be that hard. There we go. Okay. If you'd like to see me unboxing those, I'll put that right up in the cards for you, for your convenience. Okay.
I'm gonna eat a sesame stick.
All right. Oh, did we start?
Yeah, but I'm chewing.
10 seconds on the clock, Mindy. The secret word is
redeemed. They had their Poison Chalk Halloween collection, which totally what's the word I want? Totally not revived them, but like when somebody is like disgraced and then it brings them back. Totally they were disgraced and now they are
resurrected.
Why can't I think of the word?
You can ask Alexa. What's a synonym for revival?
Alexa, what are other synonyms for revived?
Revived synonyms include reanimated.
That's it? Thanks for nothing, bitch.
Disgraced, then... I don't know how you would word it.
I feel like they say it in politics all the time, where somebody was like disgraced and then he's... This is so dumb. I don't know. I'll just come up with something else. While you're down there, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Or, if you'd like, if you think that I am just some, like, janky... bucket list? Not bucket list. Why can't I remember words today? Ooh. Psychic. That was real dumb. We're gonna go with it.
I don't know how that's psychic. It doesn't make sense.
Psychic. Because it's predictions.
Oh, is a prediction
The
that
videos
sometimes you'll get a bonus video.
It'll be in the
I mean,
ether.
I knew how it tied into what you were saying, but I was like, how does it tie into a bonus video? But yeah, I guess.
They can't all be winners.
I mean, I get it. You explained that one enough. I accept it.